Hello, my name is Yukiko. I am originally from Japan and living in New York for 21 years. Since I left Japan, I completely wiped off my memories in Japan. And slowly I start remembering like what was like. And then recently, really vividly reminds me of my childhood. My mother's side of grandparents had a big house with a garden. So, and then she has 4 other siblings, and then they all married and have kids, 2 kids each. So when we get together for the event, we're like a crazy kids party, and I loved it. And because the house is big, and then we always play the hide and find, or something like we play a game, and like we are always like loving each other, and then we just express the joy with each other, and then screaming at each other for fun. And then my mom and her sister and my grandmother was making food for everybody, and then when we have dinner together, it's like a long table, like, you know, we're sitting on the floor because it's a Japanese style. And but those memory is so, I had so much fun, and so invited, and I loved it. But then since I became a teenager, I don't know what happened, but they stopped gathering together. I know like all those adults have their own, you know, like arguments or whatever, and the kids don't care. But I want to see my cousin, but because of the adults, we never get together anymore. And then I've never seen them after I grown up. And one of my cousin commit suicide several years ago, and I didn't know after 2 years because my parents are embarrassed, or like it doesn't want to shock me or something. Whatever reason, they didn't tell me, and I was so disappointed. And last time I went back to Japan, I visit their family and then asked them what happened, and they didn't know why she wanted to die, but she always wanted to die. And I loved my cousin so much when I was little, like, you know, and I felt like she was my only younger sister. So yeah, but like I was very shocked, and but I could do nothing about it because I was already far away, and but I didn't know what was going on, like, you know. It's just completely, we grew completely different people, and we became like a stranger, and I'm very, you know, upset. So I kind of like forget about everything what the childhood was. But then recently I start encounter to the situation, that moment reminds me. It's almost like a flashback, you know, like you know, the comfort when I feel like, especially when I play kids basketball, like I'm coaching kids like 2, 3, 4 years old kids basketball, and then so they are, you know, screaming where we are playing, and then after they left, and then I'm kind of clean up the all those equipment, and I feel the silence, and then it reminds me of the time that we had so much fun with my cousins, and like after they left, and just me and my grandmother and my mom and then my brother, and it was so calm, and but still like, you know, happiness in my chest, you know, like a bubbling, and I love that feeling. And then that reminds me when I finishing my kids play, and yeah, like I appreciate to have that feeling, even if I don't see my cousin anymore, but the memory of the feeling is so important for me. And then that's the sign, like I follow that. The feeling is the, you know, like a good way to go. So I follow the path that, you know, anytime I feel it reminds me of that feeling, I go with it. And yeah, I think I'm going to find more that kind of like love, joyful feeling, and that will be my blessing. And other than that, like, I just stay away from it. But like it's very important to know like what is really love is about, because a lot of people are confused with love with something else. So the real love is like a really feeling in your heart, like it's so heartwarming, and it's not about like a playing game or lust or who's right, who's wrong. It's not love. Love is more like inviting, and like no judgment, and like it just joy and happiness, and you know, I think that's love. And if you remember the real love feeling in your life, keep that feeling and remember the feeling, and when you encounter the feeling, that's the sign. Follow it, and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna go to the right path. I promise you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next video. I love you.